Just stir fry your fried ribs and this is the results. Check that. Smelling very good and tasty. Hi everybody, welcome back to Cantonese food recipes. Today I'm showing you guys how to make a spicy salt and pepper ribs recipe. That's very delicious and it's one of my childhood favorites. So let's get cooking. Okay guys, let me show you guys how to marinate these pork ribs. Over here I got about a kg of pork ribs, enough to feed a family of 3. So let me show you guys what spices I'm going to be putting in. They are all your basic Cantonese spices. So let's first add a teaspoon of salt. We're going to sprinkle some white pepper all around. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder. We're adding 3 teaspoons of sugar. And that's about it for the dry ingredients. You can also add a Chinese 5 spice, but we won't do that because I don't like that taste of 5 spice powder in my salt and pepper ribs. So let's just mix up the dry ingredients into these ribs first. Make sure each piece has some of that salt, sugar and chicken bouillon powder all over the pieces of ribs. Okay, just give it a quick mix. Okay, now let's just add in our wet ingredients. For wet ingredients, I'm first going to add in a drizzle of sesame oil here. We're adding a drizzle of oyster sauce. We'll drizzle some Chinese rice wine. And lastly, we will drizzle some soy sauce. Okay, let's mix this up. We're going to mix this up and let it marinate for about 20 to 30 minutes. Because I'm making this for dinner, I'm just going to do it for 20-30 minutes. You can marinate this overnight. The flavor will soak into the ribs better and it'll be more tasty. But basically I'll be having like chilies and all that stuff. So once we deep fry these, we'll be also stir frying it in that other ingredient spices. So it doesn't need to be marinated so long. Oh yeah, the marination is not finished. Let me show you what to do next. Okay, next we're gonna crack 1 egg into this. Then we're gonna add in about 2 heaped teaspoons of cornstarch. And we're just gonna mix it again. Cornstarch will fuse all those sauces and spices into the ribs properly. So mix the cornstarch with that egg here and then just combine all the ingredients together. Very easy and simple marination, guys. Okay guys, like once we bought these ribs, we chopped them up. And we also added in some baking soda to get the ribs more tender, I think, into some water. Yeah, we mixed it with some baking soda and then left it for a few minutes, and then afterwards we rinsed it with a lot of cold water. That's how we prepared the ribs. Okay, good mix. Okay, let that set in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Then I'll show you guys how to deep fry them and give it a good stir fry into our main ingredients for this dish. Okay guys, these are the ingredients I'm using. I'm going to use half an onion. I'm going to use 3 cloves of garlic, a piece of ginger. Then here I've got a long piece of Chinese chili over here. Basically we mostly use the green peppers, but we don't have that tonight, so I took a Chinese green pepper over here, green chili. So I'm going to dump this into the food processor and mash it up, and then it will be our stir-fry spices over here. Okay, I just food processed the spices here, as you can see. You can smell it. It's nearly like pizza toppings over here. Smelling very good. Okay, we'll leave this and put this aside. So by now our ribs has already marinated for about 30 minutes. I'll show you guys how to deep fry them now. Okay guys, let me show you guys the coating. So first I'm gonna add in some all-purpose flour here onto this plate. Okay, for the amount of ribs I added in here about 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Then I'm also gonna add in 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And we'll just mix that up. The cornstarch will make the ribs more crispy. Okay, we're gonna preheat the oil, and then we're gonna coat each piece of rib in this. We could just use some chopsticks, but I think to make it crispier we should wear some gloves, or just use your hands and squeeze the ribs tightly with this flour, and then put it into deep fry. Okay guys, so here's my oil. Let me just check if it's hot enough. Sprinkle a little bit of flour. Okay, looks like it's starting to boil, start to get hot. Just tune the heat down to 180 degrees. We want hot oil when we dump in our ribs. So yeah, let me just coat these ribs now. Let me just wear a glove. So as you can see, here's the ribs over here. Gonna be coating it with just this flour. Very easy and simple. Mix this up. Okay, now each piece, just dump it in here, coat it up first. Okay, after you coat, give it a good squeeze. And coat again, squeeze. Yeah, just like that. Then we can dump it into the oil, one by one. Coat it, give it a good squeeze, and then it absorbs the flour, and coat it a little bit more, and then dump it in. Very easy guys. Coat it, give it a good squeeze, then coat it again, then dump it in. Do this for the rest of the ribs. And then we'll deep fry these ribs for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, let's check these ribs. It's been in for about 5 minutes. Wow. You see guys, you first dip it in the flour, then you give it a good squeeze, and then you rinse it again with the flour again, then you drop it in the oil. You get this crispy coating. Look at that. Okay, these have been in for about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to take them out first. Check that out. Take them out first and coat the rest of the ribs. And fry them, and then I'll dump these back in. And just coat the rest of the ribs. Place each of the ribs slow. Okay guys, we'll just let it sit and let it fry. We'll let fry for about 5 minutes. Then we'll dump in the rest of the first. We'll dump in the first batch of the ribs. Just check these out. This is the first batch. Wow. Close up, close up. Wow. Check that. It's just been 5 minutes, so it's not ready. Once you put in the ribs, you don't want to move the ribs too much. Just let it fry for at least 3 to 4 minutes to let it get solid on the ribs coating, and then you can twirl it around like this. Got to fry these for about 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want the oil to be too hot, or else the flour coating will turn golden very quick and the insides of the meat, of the pork meat, won't be ready. Okay, it has been 5 minutes. We can dump in the first batch as well, and we can let this cook for about 10 minutes altogether. We're going to increase the heat to about 180 degrees. Then we know that the pork inside will be well cooked. We'll cook this for about 5 minutes at 180 degrees, and then we'll turn the heat down. Okay guys, so I've been deep frying these pork ribs for about 15 minutes now. Before, after 10 minutes, I took out one piece just to try, and I can see the inside of these ribs. They weren't even ready. So, but now, if you were twirling it a bit in the 10-minute mark, you can feel the coating of the ribs were a bit soft, so you can also see that it was not ready. But now, after 15 minutes, the coating of these ribs are very solid, and yeah, it's ready. But first, we're going to take these out, and then we will preheat the oil more hotter, and then we will dump these in again. So let's take these out first. Wow, just check that out. It's like if you don't want any spices or anything afterwards, you can just eat these ribs alone. It'll just become a garlic rib recipe over here. Okay, we take it out, let it cool down for a few minutes, and then on this wok here, I'm going to preheat it very high to 240 degrees, make the oil very hot, and then we'll dump it in again to deep fry, and then afterwards we will empty out the oil and stir fry our ribs in our spices. Okay, the oil is very hot now. We'll dump back in these ribs. I was going to spill these all in here, but I'll get injured. So take it out slowly. Okay. We'll fry these ribs for about 1 or 2 minutes in this hot oil here. And then it'll make these ribs very crispy, and then we can dump in our spices to stir fry them. Okay, that's enough. Turn down the heat. Let's put them back up. Take them back out. Wow! Check that. Very crispy now. Wow, really crispy up these ribs up here. Check that. Wow, you hear that sound? So super hot, guys, so super hot. Okay, let me drain this oil, and then we can stir fry our ingredients in this as well. Okay guys, so like basically I forgot to press the record button, and this is the final result. So basically I dumped in all my spices. I first put some oil into the hot wok, and then I dumped in all my the food processed chilies and garlic and all that stuff, and then I dumped in the ribs and then stir fried it, and this is the results, guys. Yeah, didn't click the record button and I couldn't show you guys what I did, but you understand the procedure. Put in the oil, put in your spices, and then just stir fry your fried ribs, and this is the results. Check that. Smelling very good and tasty. Okay guys, if you like my recipe, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cantonese Food Recipes. Thanks guys for watching. Wow, look at that. Yummy. Can't wait to eat some of this.